because why not? So we're going to be live on our YouTube channel and on my Twitter. At some point, I'm going to have to get the upgrade where I can do more than 2 places at the same time. We'll go live on your Twitter at the same time.
Sounds good to me.
I think that'd be fun.
So for today's show, I think we should talk about this Galaxy Z Flip because some leaks. I see it opening and closing. I kind of want to talk about it. I don't know if you want to talk about coronavirus and how it might impact like tech products, because apparently
that's actually a good point.
Closing
that's a
down
really good point.
Stores. Yeah. Just before we got live, I saw a report saying that the Ming Chi Kuo guy was saying that like he expects like 10% down in shipments because of this order, which is huge.
Whoa,
10% of like shipments not going.
That means things are going to get sold out quick. Is what that means.
Yeah, that means that means Apple stock is going to be really bad.
I mean, because you can't ship. So if you can't ship, you can't sell. Well, Apple's not going to be as. Let's save this for the podcast. Here we start a conversation, and
it's so easy. It's so easy. All right, let me get all the links out. Let me tweet out stuff.
Yep.
Find all this stuff, and we can start recording ASAP.
Am I live? Does it show me live? It shows me live. What you say about that? Hey, Tish. She's at work but listening.
That's the best kind of listener.
It is. What's good, Sean? Good to see you, man. Doing this pre-Super Bowl shenanigans.
Anyone watching the Super Bowl? How about them Chiefs?
How about that Sports Bowl? Let's go, Sports Bowl. Gwendolyn in the house. Scott is here. Sports Bowl.
I don't.
Did you just tweet it? Or what?
No, I'm tweeting. Hold on. Wait, did you tweet?
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, no. No.
All right, I'm gonna tweet. You can retweet.
Okay. All right, that's what I'll do. You tweet. You tweet first. You tweet first.
Super Bowl edition of GadgetCast. Will we get sued if we say Super Bowl?
Well, on no, I put Super Bowl on my Twitter or my YouTube video. You know, that's fine. I put Super Bowl in this I said pre-Super Bowl live stream. GadgetCast Super Bowl ad playing. It's playing right now, Samuel. It's playing. Literally as you speak.
No, I got a better tweet.
What do you got? What are you tweeting? Tweet it, son. Yay. Cheapest iPad. Oh, reviewing the cheapest. I like reviewing the cheapest. My boy, Everyday Dad just did a reviewing the cheapest iPad worth buying. I'll watch that after this, and then I got to do my Amazon live stream. He already said more now than he did the entire last time he was on Viper's live stream.
Wow. You don't mean the last live stream?
Like, no, the last you did better. Like, what was it, last night or whatever?
I don't know if you caught the beginning of that live stream or just towards the end.
I caught parts of when you were talking. I was like, "Hey, there he is."
Well, right in the beginning, I said, I was doing GadgetCast Viper, and I got like called out by Travis. I got called out by everyone in the GadgetCast audience. They said I wasn't unleashed enough. I need to be Greg Unleashed. So you're nice. Greg Unleashed, Viper. Again.
I didn't see that. I gotta go back and watch that. All right, where's your tweet, man?
I tweeted.
You twatted? Okay, there. Okay, there it is. It's just, okay.
There is a.
Okay, I twatted. Okay, I retwatted. All right, so let's hit this record because I got things to do. I got to go from this to an Amazon live stream, so I'm keeping it busy. All right, ready?
All right, do the countdown.
Yeah, you check your sound levels and everything. You good to go?
Whatever, we're good.
Right. 3, 2, 1, record.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a sports-themed Super Bowl edition of the GadgetCast. I am Gregory McFadden, joined by Travis MCP, sports legend.
That's right. And here's the thing. We're doing the live stream today. We got people in the chat. It's super fun. I will say, if you are one of our many, many, many audio listeners, I just want to say we had an incredible post GadgetCast talk on the the YouTube live stream. last week. So make sure you go to youtube.com/GadgetCast and watch the unedited versions of these podcasts, including this one right now, where you will see things that happen right before and right after we hit the stop on the record. Because sometimes things happen and things got crazy last week, but it was good. It was good things.
It was excellent. I think everyone got a really good post show last time. some shenanigans
awesome.
Down, but it was good, I guess.
It was good. Yes, super sports ball is today.
Yeah, let's, we are known to be sports people, especially me. I have the, no, I don't. You did a video actually on like how you can stream the Super Bowl. I guess if you're listening to the podcast, though, it's too late for you. If you're listening on a Monday, you missed it. But Travis, excellent video. If you're on the live stream and you want to watch the Super Bowl, you want to stream it, you want to get it in 4K, you should check out Travis's channel because he has the guide, the ultimate guide for you.
Yeah, man. You go ahead and get it now. Everyone's watching it at the moment, which is great. I did it last year, did really well. It's doing just as well this year. So yes, go see that if that's a thing
doing just as well. Okay, all right.
It is. Well, I mean, it takes a while to ramp up, but I mean, it's like, already getting lots of views.
Yeah, because I saw you post it yesterday, and I'm like, I don't think it did that. I was like, oh,
yeah. I woke up this morning. I'm not gonna lie. With the January that I had, I woke up this morning just dreading. But here's the thing: I also had a dream last night that it spiked, and that actually made me scared that it was definitely not gonna spike. Like I was like, that means it's gonna
wait. Hold on. You had a dream that your video did.
Yes, I did. I had a dream that I was looking at the metrics and it was like, oh my god, it's doing well. And then when I woke up, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go in here with the mindset that it might just not go. Like last year, just for point of reference, last year I did basically the same video and it got 83,000 views in 24 hours. That's a lot of views. So but I was coming off a better January than I am this year. So going into this one, I was like, just give me something. I just need a bone. Just make me feel good about myself. Something. And it's mostly search traffic, so most people aren't going to subscribe. It's just like a vanity thing. But I'm like, come on, give me something. So when I turned on my computer and I was like, okay, if it ends up being bad news, then I'm just going to take it on the chin and just do GadgetCast. Well, it's okay. And it started spiking. And it is still going up right now as we speak. It is still going up. It's up to 1,700 views per hour right now. And it's still going up.
All right. I am so glad to hear that for you, Travis.
Yeah, so am I.
I am so glad because you can see like for me, like I look at like the YouTube views and I can see like the numbers, like they're not like really updated with what you're seeing.
Yeah.
We don't have access.
Yeah, it's way behind.
I was wondering, I'm like, I wonder how this video is doing for him because I can't see the numbers. Like I think this will do well. And it's one of those videos that you posted yesterday, and obviously it's not going to do that good yesterday because now today's the day where people's like,
everyone's like, oh, I need to watch it.
How do I watch it? I don't got this all set. Oh no. Let me look. Oh, here's Travis. Oh, here we go.
Yep.
So glad that's doing well for you.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited. It looks like we are now international, man. Dennis is saying hi from Sweden in the YouTube chat. Hey, Dennis.
Hey. I actually have a Swedish ancestry, so that is cool.
Hey,
there you go.
That's awesome. So we are international here at the GadgetCast.
So
the one and only GadgetCast, I should just say.
Yeah, the one and only. There is no other GadgetCast.
There are no other GadgetCasts.
I wonder how people took that reaction to that GadgetCast insert from the last show.
So I didn't get to hear the audio version. I need to go back and listen to the audio version to hear that insert. But
so good.
Oh, it's so funny, man.
Travis, could you say that your video is?
Whoa! Oh my goodness!
Is that how you woke up?
I was like, oh, maybe. Oh my gosh.
Anyway, so I said this was a sports edition. I kind of
yes.
This is the end of sports talk here. We have tech to talk about that is way more important than sports. Come on, just a bunch of guys throwing a football around. Who cares?
I mean, bleh.
Let's talk about the real issues that matter. Let's talk about foldable phones.
That's true. The thing that everyone really cares about, foldable phones. Most people don't know they exist. Let's talk about what everyone cares about it. Everyone cares about it.
So, Galaxy Z Flip. We talked about this before on the podcast, and we talked about how we might be excited about this phone and how it might do against Motorola. Now, we are seeing some leaks. We are seeing like actual in the wild this thing folding and out folding, And I gotta say, like, I don't know about this. Like, I want to get it because I really want to try out a foldable. I think I'm more in the line of a Galaxy Fold, though, of like you flip it
Easy
open
for
into a
me.
tablet. Yeah,
Yeah.
right? And, but it's still cool. Like, it's still cool. Like, the fact that this screen is folding is just like, this is cool. And, like, I acknowledge that completely, and it's one of the reasons I wanna get it over just any of the regular Galaxy phones. But I do notice something that, we could talk about this. Um, I think this concept is flawed in a couple of ways. Number one, there's like a little like screen on the outside that gives you like the time and stuff like that, and maybe some other information. But I think I just based all the time, but not but like it tells you like there is a notification, not necessarily what the notification is. Like you can't read like a full message on the front of the screen. I believe. I'm not entirely sure, but I believe that's how it's set up. So it is very inconvenient. This I just know from the way that people use their phones, it is like you're on your phone like like 30 times in the next 10 minutes, and it could be just like a glance, and it's not something like the action of unfolding this thing is too inconvenient for how most people use their smartphones, where like you're at dinner, it's on the table, you see people glancing down at it all the time and stuff like that. And I just can't picture people like opening and constantly opening and closing it to check what's going on. You get a notification, you see like you have the alert on the front of the screen, but you got to open the phone up. So that's an action. And it kind of made me like do like this like thinking of like, okay, how would I use this phone? Because I'm definitely one of those people that's like glued to their phone, and I'm constantly looking at it, checking everything. And I'm like, would this action of unfolding it be inconvenient? And the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, I actually think it would be, even though it would be like cool to like unflip it. Like there'd definitely be like that first like week where you're with the phone and you're like, this is so cool. Look at me. It folds in half. I just put it in my pocket. I take it out. But I think there would be a point where it kind of gets inconvenient. But then I started thinking about how my behavior has changed since I've had an Apple Watch, and how I do get notifications on my Apple Watch, and how I don't always have to glance down on my phone to see what's going on. And it really like kind of led me to believe that, I think I haven't had enough experience with Samsung watches. I'm sure like they're probably like the best competition to the Apple Watch, just based on like Samsung's actually like making new watches like every year,
right?
Like other manufacturers are and stuff like that. And they even have like their own Tizen operating system in it, which they can, improve on. Whereas Android Wear kind of seems to be dead in the water. And I was really thinking about this as like as an Apple Watch owner and wearer, and I almost felt like even though like Samsung might have a watch that can compete with the Apple Watch, especially on like notifications and front like that, I don't think it's as high as a seller as say something like an Apple Watch. I would say more people who have an iPhone probably own an Apple Watch, and it kind of made me feel like this is a phone that like I almost feel would be like uniquely like if Apple brought this to market, they would have the perfect solution for the problem I have, where it's like, yeah, your phone's closed, but who cares? You're wearing your Apple Watch. If it's important enough, that's when you can unfold it. Whereas when I go to eventually get this phone, I'm not going to have the Galaxy Watch strapped to me, and that's where the inconvenience comes in.
Maybe. So I was watching Flossie Carter's unboxing of the Razor, and he on the it has a similar screen when it's folded, and if you just press the notification, like hold your finger on it, it opens up to more of the notification.
Okay.
So if the Samsung one does that, which I suspect it will, that alleviates some of it. You do bring up an interesting point about in order to get access to more of it, you have to open it, which may be a thing for some, but I don't believe that this phone is meant for the masses. I believe it's just meant for a very niche, specific group of people who will be okay with that exchange. Like, I don't think that this is the mass market phone. It looks darn cool. It seems cool. And looking at the videos that were leaked just today, I guess, it looks like something I would just love to have and play around with. But I think it's like I said in my video this week, it's a flex phone. You go out there and you're flexing on everybody, flexing on the gram. You got everything cool. You are the coolest guy in the room. And then that's about it. It has a long screen, so it's going to be probably slightly longer than your normal phone, with maybe slightly less wider, although it's hard to tell. And you're not going to probably do the same things on it that you would do on your smartphone. I think some of the things you will, but I think this is primarily a portrait phone, not horizontal. Like for your iPhone or your Galaxy phone to watch videos, you're probably going to do it horizontal to watch YouTube and stuff. I think with a folding phone, that just seems weird. I mean, I could be wrong. Like I don't have it in my hands, so it's hard for me to say, but it would imply to me that this is the type of person that's, first of all, the proliferation of more portrait videos is gonna, vertical video just makes me want to throw up. But you know, because that's what's coming with these. That's I'm never putting it, you know. Secondarily, yeah, it's just not for everybody. I think that it could have a successful niche if priced appropriately. Now, speaking of that, I was on a live stream last night, and a person that I will not name, only because I want to protect his privacy of what he is able to do. He's actually put hands on the Galaxy S20 and S20 Ultras. He's actually played around with them, held them, used them for about a couple hours, and, you know, spilled some beans to me. And much in the same way as the Flip, which should be announced the same day, the Galaxy S20, S20 Ultra, or at least the S20 Ultra specifically, will be like the best Android phone. It'll have like all the coolest things. But the problem will likely be the same problem Flip will have, which is price. So when I was talking, we were talking it through, and we were trying to figure out what the pricing would be. We're pretty convinced it'll be over $1,300 for like the Ultra. And then if the Flip with new technology will likely be over that, right? We suspect it'll be under what the Galaxy Fold was, but probably, I could be wrong, probably higher than the Ultra. Now, no matter how awesome the Ultra is, and no matter how awesome the Flip is, the price alone is the biggest elephant in the room. And people will either say, oh, you can't, you know, forget about price. No, you can't forget about price. You can't. If you can't afford it, it doesn't matter how cool it is. So the thing that I was talking about last night about it, I said, you know, I just came across some Jeff from El Jefe Reviews suggested me to get these headphones. Now, I've reviewed headphones on my channel. Headphones don't really tend to impress me, but these headphones impress the hell out of me, so much so that I'm practically screaming from the tops of buildings. You need to buy these headphones. You need to buy the headphones. Why? Because they are the best sounding headphones I've heard of under $100. And therein lies the thing. Because of the price, everything about it automatically is magical. Like I expect nothing. As a matter of fact, it's under $50. I expect garbage for $50. And it's actually really good. So if you have, if you have the Galaxy Ultra come out, the S20 Ultra come out at $999, I'm going to go to the top of everyone is going, this is the most amazing phone ever. You bring it out at $1,400 and it's a curiosity. Same thing with this Fold Flip thingy, bobber.
Yeah, price is definitely going to be like the main issue here. And we again, it's one of those things where it's like the Apple market maybe could even release a phone at this high of a price point and maybe get like a few people to jump on board, but it's harder to do in the Android side of things, where people kind of expect them to be under the price of an iPhone. And if they're releasing above the price of a Pro Max, it's a hard sell. It's a very hard sell. And yeah, despite if these phones are cool or not, are they going to sell well enough that we get these ultra style phones in the future? Because no matter how cool they are, a lot of it is, you know, if it's a successful product, if they lose money on making the Ultra, it won't stick around for a couple, you know what I mean? Like the Note series, like they made money on that. That was a good idea. It was like, oh, I want a big phone with a stylus. This is a successful product. But if you're just like packing in like a phone with all this technology and it doesn't sell,
then yeah, what's the point?
Yeah.
So 504 says something in the chat, which is another thing that came up last night in the conversation with TCL. So TCL at CES not only showed off a couple of 5G phones under $500, which would instantly make them interesting, they also showed off a folding phone, which I think was more conceptual. So there's a bunch of people showing off concept phones. OnePlus did the same thing. Thursday, I'm going to see OnePlus. I'm going to see the concept phone in person. And while, you know, people have seen it or whatever, and it's not like the end of it's not like what it's like, okay, people have seen it. The reality is like, why are all these concept phones coming out all of a sudden? And it's really about dipping the toe out there and finding out what the interest is. TCL is in an interesting situation. They came out with televisions like 5 years ago. I mean, maybe even when it was thought that nobody could get into the television game and make any kind of splash. Now they're like the #1 selling television in North America or something like that. Now they're coming in with a phone, and they're again, another industry was like, no one can come in and make a splash, but they're doing the original take that OnePlus did when OnePlus came in, and they shouldn't have been able to do anything. OnePlus came in really inexpensive as the quote flagship killer. TCL is doing the same thing. Under $500 for 5G phones is ridiculous, and those phones look beautiful. So if they're able to do the same with like a flip phone, or sorry, fold phone, I mean, anything is possible. I believe that anyone who wants to get in this industry can only get in the industry by starting out in budget. The battleground is $500 phones. And with Apple potentially dipping their toe in under $500 smartphones with the SE2, it's an exciting year for not spending a lot of money on phones.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we both acknowledge that foldable phones, I mean, like this was a concept that like 2 years ago like didn't exist. And this is very, very, very new. And when it's very new, you pay a premium. Like that is the same with almost every single technology that comes out. You will pay the biggest premium when it first comes out. And you know, if this Z, which is rumored, I think at 1,400, it's a pricey phone, but for the technology, it's getting to a more acceptable point than I would say the Fold 2 Galaxy Fold 2 would be at $2,000, where it folds out into a bigger screen. We're expecting that to kind of be the same price. I'm here, Viper. I'm unleashed. We're just talking about a very delicate subject that requires nuance and thoughts. I can't be all out when we're talking about this kind of stuff, you know. I'm here, though. I'm here, Viper. I'm here.
So Greg is again referring to, again, if you're listening on audio, which most of you are, you're going to become fans of the live stream because there's so much going on during the live stream. You have to join us on YouTube, youtube.com/GadgetCast. Please join us here. Yeah, no, I think you're 100% right. And at the end of the day, in order to crack the point where it makes sense to even be in the industry, which, you know, I mean, Amazon tried once a long time ago, and there was like, it's too much for me. I'm out. You could see that happen a lot because there's so much money that it takes to get a phone out there, and then to have it sell at all and make any kind of profit off it is a thing of magic. So yeah, it's going to take someone to come in and go, you know what, we're just going to go super budget. We're going to give a lot of value. Maybe we won't make as much money per phone, but we want to get some of the mind share, you know, the kind of the percentage of the actual market, and then move on from there. Then try to go into flagships, which is what OnePlus is doing. Now OnePlus is doing kind of the, you know, have they lost their way? Well, they're trying to make flagship phones because that's where you make more money, but they've established themselves as legit by coming in as a budget phone. So TCLs might do the same thing. We'll see. Should be interesting.
Absolutely. And you know, this is a shifting market, and we're seeing like a lot of like crazy stuff. Like I don't know, 2020 I think is going to be a very exciting year for technology. And I've gone on the record multiple times, like I don't think most consumers should get a flip phone. I mean, a foldable phone, they're like way too expensive for the value you're getting. But personally, like I'm excited to get a foldable phone this year. If this thing comes for 1,400, it will probably very likely be you'll probably see a review from me, because I just want to get it, the technology. I want to see how it's like, and I want to try both. I want to try this, you know, phone that folds down into a smaller phone that you easily put in your pocket, and I also want to try the phones that fold out into a more tablet-like experience. I think the tablet experience is more appealing to me because what do you want? You want the biggest screen possible, and you want to be able to carry it.
I agree.
A huge issue. This, it's like, all right, like these are big phones. They fit in my pocket. Like it's not like the biggest inconvenience to like store them in my pocket. It is an inconvenience. Like it's definitely like if you're, you know, if your pants are tight, it's a tight fit. But I mean, these clamshells might be even tighter because they get thicker as you fold them. So you know, both ways. You're
100% right. And you know, the fold is kind of the better proposition of the two. But the thing is, the first version is so fragile that we're going to take, I don't even think this year's is going to be the one necessarily to get. I think I think 2021 will be the one that's like, okay, most of you, it's safe to try it. Now, I might try the 2021 or 2020 version, maybe if there one comes out this year. But I'm pretty sure that if I just put in like in my mind 2021, I'm definitely having a folding phone. That actually makes sense to me. I think that's going to happen. Oh my gosh, we already have another. This is a great one. Now, the funny thing is there's a delay for some reason between like StreamYard and the YouTube chats, but there's one coming up for you, Greg, which I think is a great comment. The comment says this by Samuel. It'll come up in our stream. Here it is. Boom. There we go.
Okay.
So for the audio podcast people, Samuel says, Greg, if you can justify reviewing a $1,000 stand, I hope you can justify reviewing a $1,400 foldable. Thank you, Samuel, for that.
The $1,000 stand is art. It is priceless. It is way better than a $1,400 phone. Also, it's cheaper than a $1,400 phone. I might remind you. So it's a better value.
Is it though? What do you do with that thing now? What is it doing? It's just sitting in the corner of your room somewhere?
It is displayed prominently when you walk into the foyer.
Foyer? You have a foyer? Oh, he's like, I have a foyer. And it's a stand. It's art. Okay.
It's there for everyone to see as you walk into the house. And you want
to
pay tribute to the glory. That is my stuff.
All right, bro. Whatever you say.
Right. Let's talk about this coronavirus.
Yes.
Coronavirus.
So you should have
not what most people will be experiencing tomorrow.
Yes.
This is a deadly virus that is spreading throughout China now with confirmed cases in a lot of parts of the world. I read the most recent case is actually in Boston now. And that's concerning to me, considering I will be going to Boston at the end of February for PAX East. So hopefully they get that sorted out.
Well, I think that one of the first ones in America was here in Seattle, which is like, what? No.
Yeah.
No.
So the reason I bring this up is because almost every tech product that you use is made in China.
Yes.
And this is impacting China in ways that even when I first heard of the story, I did not think would be a thing, because we've had like outbreaks like SARS before, but apparently this virus is way more contagious. And China is doing like a lot of lockdowns. Apple closed like all their stores in China for this upcoming week or whatever. And now we're getting reports out from a supply chain analyst, Ming-Chi Kuo, saying that like he thinks like Apple production is going to take like a 10% hit because of the coronavirus. And that might not sound like, you might go 10%. Okay, whatever. But like, think about that. Like 10% of your production is hit. That's going to mean like AirPods Pro are already like, it's hard to find them. Like they go out of stock all the time. So production of that like is going to go even lower, and they want to crank out as many of those as possible because those are selling better than Apple even thought. On that analyst call, Tim Cook was like, we didn't expect these to sell that well. We're trying to get out as many as possible. So what do you think, Travis? Like, what do you think? Like, do you think like this is going to be like a really big deal? We might get like phone shortages or?
Well, so there's a lot of ways of looking at this. Number one, I mean, any company is aware of like the Chinese New Year, right? But what's interesting about this is because of the coronavirus, in some areas, I remember reading that they've actually extended the Chinese New Year through like the middle of February, which typically most companies are thinking about most of January being kind of, you can forget about it, try to get in early, or you're not going to get it. And then by somewhere in the mid of February, you're kind of back off to the races. Well, with this impact, anyone who's trying to release a phone soon, if they don't already have the stock, they in trouble. And the only one I know of right now is Samsung. And they, February 11th, they are announcing a couple of phones. And they typically do pre-orders like later that weekend. And then usually a week or so later, you can get the phones. Well, I'm assuming they already have some of the stock here. But what you will probably see is if the initial stock sells out, it will be hard and it'll take a while for them to restock. And that's where I think like a company like Samsung is going to be impacted. I don't think like Apple's and stuff will be initially, unless they really are releasing the SE2 in March. And if they are, and they don't already have the hardware here, then that will definitely push them back. But here's the thing. Apple hasn't announced anything. They don't have to release in March if they were considering doing it. They can just quietly move it back. And to me, that might be the better move. You want to separate yourself from as far as possible from this coronavirus. I actually asked a question on Twitter because I'm thinking of ordering something that I think ships directly from China. I'm like, so this might sound like an ignorant question, but I think a lot of us don't know enough about it. Like, if I order something from China, is there a possibility that the virus could some way be in that product or on that product? And while the vast majority of the people replied said no, that does appear to be the case, there was enough people that said, well, we actually don't know enough about it because it is a newer virus. And then someone else will say it's not really a new virus. Regardless, there's not enough information out to be able to definitively say, yeah, for sure, no problem. It's, for the most part, you're probably okay. But watch me be the one mother father that ends up getting the coronavirus because I ordered a damn electric scooter off of Amazon. I mean, it would just be something silly. So I think Apple might have to put into place, and maybe Samsung might do this too, some type of guidelines beyond, because they don't want that. Even though there may be no real good possibility the coronavirus could go, could you imagine if someone bought a new iPhone and got coronavirus from buying it, how terrible that would be? To me, even though it might sound overly silly and overly precautious, I would be putting in all types of measures, like put all of my phones under the UV light, like everything, like just everything you can do just to ensure that you are not that one product that gave someone the damn coronavirus. You're stunned.
I don't know what to say. I am speechless. I don't think a virus can go like that.
We don't think so, but we also don't really know. Like, if you do the research, you're like, no, probably not.
Yeah.
Well, we mean probably.
It's a long time in transit. Like,
I don't know, but are you willing to risk your life on it? Are you willing to risk billions of dollars? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Probably not, but I don't know. Do you really know? Or do you just think?
No, I don't think you really know. I don't think
that's the only thing. I don't know.
I think it'd be fine. I don't think you need to scare people saying their iPhones are gonna infect them. I think
if you get an iPhone, you start coughing, you better run to the hospital. Let me just say that I got this new iPhone. Play. I gotta go. I gotta go.
Hey, if it can really spread like that, we're all doomed. Like, it's over.
I know, right? That's how.
Like,
definitely how we're all dying.
Might as well not even worry about it, because like everything comes out of China, so it doesn't matter if you're getting an iPhone that like the $5 plastic thing you order on Amazon. It got you. You're dead. Like,
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean that's how we're definitely dying for sure.
Like, gosh, you order like a plastic fork on Amazon. That's how you get the coronavirus.
Oh my god!
Don't lick your iPhones, people.
Well, I mean, yeah, just don't do that. By the way, speaking of that sort of thing, I bought a product recently on Amazon. And I want them to reach out to me because I actually do want to promote this product. I'm going to do so indirectly here on the GadgetCast because I think it's important. So, speaking of smartphones, like they say, our smartphones are upwards of 18 times dirtier than our toilets. That is crazy. But if you think about it, since most of you are on the toilet when you're watching our podcast anyway, it's probably true, right? Probably. So there's this thing called phone soap, and it's not like a liquid or anything. It's actually a little plastic thing that has UV lights. You put your phone in there and it completely like kills the germs. And, I was like, is that really a thing? So I did some searching and it turns out, yes, it does work. So I bought one and I immediately went through and put all my phones in there. I put keys in there. I put my remote in there. And I got to say, man, even if it only works 50%, if you look at some of those videos, you realize what kind of germs and viruses and stuff are on your phone, like physically on your phone. You will want to go buy this thing. It's called Phone Soap 3. Go get it.
I'm going to take the opposite approach of Travis. Get your phone as dirty as possible. Just rub it all over you. What doesn't kill you simply makes you stronger. Build that immunity system.
Unless it kills you, in which case you're weaker. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know.
We'll see. We'll do a test. I'll use the dirtiest phone. Travis will use the cleanest phone. We'll see who gets sick.
Oh, look at this. Samuel says in our chat again. This is why if you're listening to audio, you need to come through on the live stream. He says he's a custodian at university, so usually he's cleaning toilets while watching our vids, which means he's part of the Toilet Cast. We have an official member of the Toilet Cast. I love it. I love it.
And I bet like there's gonna be a bunch of people listening to this on Monday who are like on the toilet as this is like playing, like scrolling through their phone. They're gonna feel called out. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I feel attacked.
I feel attacked. Oh boy, what a day, Travis.
I'm over it. I'm over. I got so much crap to do today. All right, we got time for one more piece of news. I don't know what that would be though. What would it be?
Travis,
I think we've covered some good stuff.
There is no more news. It's over.
That's it.
The coronavirus has spread. GadgetCast is over. There.
CoronaCast. Why didn't we do that?
I think we might get sued for that one.
Oh yeah, right. How bad do you feel if you work for like the Corona company?
You've
got to be kidding me. This is bull. What the hell, man?
You know how like when hurricanes roll through and there's always like a hurricane drink that people make. Like you gotta imagine like coronavirus will eventually be like some like drink where it's like Corona.
Once this is over,
yeah,
100% that'll be the new drink.
Yeah,
100%.
I
don't drink, so I wouldn't know.
Travis is he's on that straight path.
Yeah,
can't corrupt him.
Straight and narrow.
Straight and narrow. That's right. I don't know if there's anything else to talk about.
That's fine.
I think
you know what? Because we'll just do another one.
It's a busy Sunday. People are gonna be watching the Super Bowl. I'm sure there's gonna be some people that are sad. Our gadget casts have been getting longer and longer. This is in the time frame of a typical episode that we would do, but I think like one of them was like 50 minutes, so people are probably sad. They're like, oh no.
Well, people seem to like that. I mean, we got the comment on the YouTube channel that they really liked the length of the last one.
Do you have any Super Bowl predictions? Do you care?
I don't care, which makes it more fun to watch. That way you don't have like a heart attack.
I also don't care. I will be eating a lot of food and stuff like that. So team fat butt all the way, Travis.
Nice.
Other than that,
so here's the thing.
Super Bowl predictions are Chiefs. They're gonna win for
actual prediction would be it would be nice if they win. Yeah, 100%.
Christie. That's it. That's it.
Yes, exactly. Okay, look, that's for another time. But here's the thing. I'm looking on the calendar and I noticed that next Tuesday is the 11th, which is when the Samsung event is. Obviously, we're not going to do just one podcast next week. We have to do a podcast for the Samsung S20 announcement, which means we'll just have to find a date that Greg and I can get together either on the 11th or 12th and put out an emergency gadget cast. So you will get 2 next week. Get excited.
Could I don't know if it's a possibility. I don't even know if I should propose it on the live on this podcast and live stream.
What's that? Go ahead.
Like a chance we could do like a live like reaction to the announcements.
Funny you say that. It absolutely is possible. Yes, because I'm going to be. I think I've booked my time out because I'm going to shoot a video directly after it. I think so. I think we might be able to do that. I think that'd be fun.
If you wanna watch it and do some live commentary, I'm all in. I'll be free.
I think it'd be fun. So just make sure that you are subscribed to the GadgetCast podcast YouTube channel. I mean, obviously subscribe to our podcast as well, but to the YouTube channel at youtube.com/GadgetCast. Yeah. All right, that's enough. So everyone else here in the YouTube channel will get a very quick post show, but you on the audio side of things, we appreciate you greatly. And we will, of course, talk to you next time. He's Greg, I think. Are you still Greg, or do you have the coronavirus?
Greg 2.0.
Greg 2.0. I'm Travis 1.1. We'll see you next week. Oh, recording is done.
Thank you to everyone that joined in the live stream. That might have been of all of our podcasting history. That might have been the roughest transition out of a podcast. I think.
It was. It was very much like
a plane trying to land. Travis, he has some things to do, and then he's like, "We can do one more story," and I'm like,
"I don't got one." And it's fine. No, we can't. That's fine. Which I'm fine with. I'm just in case you had one.
That was it. I was not prepared. I was like,
let me throw this out there just in case. I know we're at 30 and I need to go, but I'm like, maybe I don't know. What do I do? Because we didn't really talk it through. Like literally, we were like, boom, bada, boom, bada, not like we talk these things through.
Travis said he had a tight schedule. I was trying
to do
tight. Then he threw a curveball. He's like, "You got one more story?" I'm like, "Nope, no, that's it. That's it.
That's good."
I was not prepared at all.
Yeah, we never want the fun to end. It's the after the show. It's the after party. This is like the best part of the podcast is after the podcast is over, which is funny because all the audio people are not hearing any of this. So there you go. That's why you come to the YouTube channel.
They get the nice crisp audio quality. Honestly, the best way to experience GadgetCast is to join the live stream and then again just re-listen to the podcast.
Yeah,
crisp.
Or if you're really, really good, here's what you do.
Oh,
you start watching the pre-show, then you get the audio podcast going, and then you sync it up, and then you hit the audio podcast while we're doing the actual podcast, so you get the best audio quality, and then you just watch this afterwards.
Yes.
You have to be a super fan.
You know, I think like like during like the peak of this podcast, we had about like 18 people watching, which doesn't sound like a lot.
That's actually a lot for a channel that only has 130 subscribers.
It's actually a lot, especially when you consider like you can have like a channel with like 200,000 subscribers and like 200 people do like in the live stream. When you consider like the ratios, it's actually pretty high. We're still new at the live streaming stuff, but I think we need to figure out we might need to change the schedule for GadgetCast because I feel like Sunday is the worst day to do a live stream. I don't know if like the audience could like.
Do you want to do it on Saturday, like after I do my live stream or something? Is that what you're thinking? Or
I'm trying to think of like when's the best time. I feel like Sunday might be like the worst day to do it. Like out of all the days, Sunday might like, especially at the time we do it. It's like, actually we did it earlier today. It's usually like Sunday at like 5 on my time, and it's like I don't know if people are probably like looking for food at that point. Like,
I don't know. I feel like Sunday's okay, but listen, we could take a vote. To be honest, the only people that need to tell us are the people in here.
It is the listeners. It is the listeners.
I was going to say I put a community post tab, but we don't have the community tab yet. So, what sounds good to everyone in the chat?
It's one of those things where it's like, it's funny how like primarily our audience is podcasts. Like it's from Apple Podcasts. Like the YouTube listener base is very tiny compared to like the podcast listener base, which is funny considering we are both YouTubers. Like most people go on the YouTube channel and do it, but no, most people do like they like download.
What I could do? You know what I don't mind doing is if you want to time it correctly, I can do it on my channel when I normally do my Saturday morning live stream, and we just do a special edition GadgetCast, maybe even the S20 edition. You know what I mean? Because so even I didn't do a live stream yesterday, and I actually heard about people were like, "Where's the
people are saying Sundays are good."
I think it is.
Someone's saying later Sunday. What's later though? Like not now, because this is earlier. We did this on purpose because Super Bowl.
Well, what we need to do, Greg, though, is we need to live stream to both of our channels. I know you're all. It's fine. It won't hurt your channel.
You're gonna destroy my channel.
Start promoting the damn podcast more on your channel. Just show a little icon. Say go subscribe to the podcast, you motherfathers.
The last few videos I did were like sponsored, so I didn't want to do any like self promotion, but I will be doing some promos in the future for the podcast. Yes, it will be happening, and I'll probably do a community post pretty soon.
Yeah, I actually did a couple more community posts recently.
I got it. Have you noticed that community posts aren't getting as much engagement as they used to?
Yeah, I don't know if that's because of January or some other weird thing.
I used to do like community posts like pretty frequently, and I just noticed like my engagement in them would go like way down to when like I first got it, and I'm just not sure if it's like YouTube's not like pushing those posts anymore. I like when community posts first came out, I used to get people all the time going, "I'm not subscribed to your channel. Why am I seeing this post?"
Yeah, because that's how it works. That's part of the discovery is that it actually shows up.
Sunday cast. I'm wrong. I thought I thought people would not.
No, I think Sunday's good.
Maybe I need to do a better. I need to do a better job promoting it. We're gonna, you know what, Travis? You know what the ultimate way to get people to subscribe to this podcast?
What's that?
I got to do a giveaway, and I got to be like, the giveaway is to subscribe to GadgetCast.
But I'm gonna retweet. I know the thing I have not done lately. It's been a minute since I've done it. I did it when we first got to 100 subscribers. Is to then post the channel link on my community tab. I need to do that, which I will do this week. And I'll do it for the S20 podcast. Say, hey, we're going to talk about the S20. Come here. So that's probably a smart thing.
I was considering. Maybe I shouldn't say this. You know, it's only 12 people watching. They're not going to hold me accountable.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was considering doing a giveaway when the SE launched, and I wasn't going to do a giveaway to subscribe to my channel because I don't want those type of subscribers. But I wonder if the thing is to subscribe to something else, if that would work. But
maybe giveaways are just a slippery slope of very little like end result for the person doing the giveaways. It's like, and then everyone who doesn't get the giveaway gets pissed off.
I mainly want to do it for my fans, but I'm aware of the like I don't care if no one follows me. It's just that I need a way to like give it away. So
same. I have a bunch of stuff I need to just straight up give away.
I just wanted to like give away, but I like to find them, I would like probably go through my subscriber base. But at the same time, it's also like I don't want to announce a giveaway and then you get like all these random people subscribing just for the giveaway, and then they never watch.
That's exactly what happens,
and then it hurts your channel.
That's exactly what happens. Yeah,
I gotta find out a way to do it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll do this.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
All right. Well, that's cool. I appreciate it. But look, we got now. Why are we now peaking? We got almost like 20 people. What's ridiculous? Why'd y'all wait until after the podcast is over to get in here? What's wrong with y'all? Listen, we over. This is it. I'm leaving. Bye. No, legit. Bye.